Over the next 10 episodes, we're diving deep behind the hype of the most viral BookTok sensation, uncovering the secrets, the scripts, and the shocking truths no one's talking about. Get ready for a story full of twists, tears, and a final reveal that will change everything you thought you knew. Episode 1, The Book That Broke the Internet. It started like any other night, mindless scrolling, half watching videos blur into each other. But then I saw it again. The book. The one everyone on BookTok was talking about. A girl clutched it to her chest, tears streaming down her face. The caption read, "I'll never be the same." Another video, two friends sobbing together on the floor, yelling, "You have to read this." Another, a soft-spoken guy whispering, "This book healed parts of me I didn't know were broken." It was everywhere on my For You page, in comment sections, tagged in every top 5 must-reads. It didn't just go viral. It had colonized the algorithm. Naturally, I was skeptical. I've been burned before by TikTok hype. Books that promised the stars and delivered flat tropes in pretty fonts. But this one felt different. The fandom wasn't just loud, it was devotional. Obsessive. Like a cult made of heartbreak and glitter pens. So I bought it. Just to see. It arrived in a matte black package with gold foil text. Dramatic. A note inside read, "This book finds you when you need it most." Was that marketing or prophecy? I cracked the spine that night. The opening line hit like a confession. Poetic, haunting. The kind of sentence you immediately underline and pretend you stumbled across by accident. By chapter 2, I was leaning in. By chapter 3, I was staring at the page like it was holding a secret. Maybe, I thought, this time the hype was real. But something lingered beneath the surface, a tension I couldn't name. Like stepping into a perfectly decorated room and realizing, it smells just a little too clean. Like someone wanted you to believe it was real desperately. I didn't know it then, but I wasn't just reading a book. I had stepped into a carefully curated illusion, one designed to pull me in, break me open, and never let me go. Not a story. A system. And I was its newest test subject. Episode 2, hooked at page 1. Or so it seems. The first chapters felt like falling in love. Not the reckless, chaotic kind, but the warm, slow-burning intoxication of being seen. The protagonist wasn't just relatable. She was me, somehow. The same anxieties, the same inner monologue. The way she noticed the world, it was unnervingly accurate. And the love interest, a perfect storm of trauma, mystery, and poetic bad boy charm. The kind that shows up in real life only to ruin you completely, but on the page, makes you feel alive. I kept reading. The plot moved fast. Too fast. Every chapter ended on a cliffhanger. Every emotion was heightened. I started highlighting entire pages like I was cramming for an emotional exam, and yet, a question kept buzzing at the back of my brain like a gnat I couldn't swat. Why does this feel familiar? I pulled a few of my old BookTok favorites off the shelf. Flipped through them. And that's when it hit me. The pacing. The tropes. The character arcs. Even the wounds, they weren't new. They were the exact same wounds from 5 other bestsellers. Repackaged. Rearranged. Optimized. I wasn't reading a novel. I was reading a composite. The formula was flawless, main character with a hidden trauma check. Enemies to lovers subplot double check. Quotes engineered for TikTok background audio absolutely. A third act heartbreak designed to break you at 2 a.m. of course. I was hooked, yes. But not because it was real. Because it was engineered to hook me. Each page felt less like a writer's soul and more like a machine telling me what I wanted to hear, or worse, what I needed to hear. And I began to wonder. Had I fallen in love with the story or with the algorithm that built it? Episode 3, The Cracks Beneath the Quotes. By now, my copy of the book looked like a battlefield, sticky notes in every color, underlines in pen, whole paragraphs bracketed with trembling fingers. It was the kind of book people said you feel more than you read. And at first, I believed that. But then came a moment, quiet, unassuming, where something shifted. It was a line. Just a single line. She wasn't healing. She was hiding her scars inside prettier stories. It stopped me cold. I'd seen it before. Not just the sentiment, the exact words. So I searched. And there it was, reposted on hundreds of TikTok videos. Used as captions. Background overlays. Voiceovers. 1,000 creators had cried to it, stitched each other. And then I noticed something more disturbing. Most of the viral quotes came from the same 10 pages. Same chapter. Same scene. Almost as if the book was built around that moment. As if the rest of the story merely existed to escort you there. Suddenly, everything felt off. Like being in a haunted house and realizing the photos on the wall are all stock images. Familiar, but empty. The prose, once profound, now felt performative. The metaphors pretty but predictable. The pain convenient. Time to trend. I went back and reread those early chapters. But now, the magic was gone. The emotion wasn't raw, it was rehearsed. The grief wasn't lived in, it was theatrical. And worst of all, the most powerful lines weren't written to heal. They were written to be clipped. They weren't confessions. They were content. What I thought was a mirror turned out to be a camera. And I had been its target audience all along. Episode 4, Manufactured Meltdowns. At this point, the unease had taken root. I couldn't stop thinking about those 10 overused pages. The way the quotes spread like wildfire, always the same ones, always hitting the same emotional notes. Too uniform. Too efficient. So I did what any curious reader turned skeptic would do. I dug. I revisited the videos that first sold me on the book, the tears, the shaking hands, the midnight montages of people whispering, "I'm not okay after this." But when I looked closer, I noticed something strange. The background music identical. The captions almost word for word. The timing of the posts suspiciously aligned. It was as if they all followed the same script. And then I found it buried in a Discord server for micro-influencers, a leaked promotional packet. Inside suggested TikTok captions like, "I can't stop crying, page 237 broke me." Pre-selected quotes to feature, with instructions on how to film your reaction. Even sample video outlines including fake crying prompts. One section read, "If you haven't finished the book, no problem. Just film your reaction to this excerpt, it's been proven to perform emotionally." Let that sink in. Some of the top viral reviews weren't reviews at all. They were ads. Staged performances. Tears on demand. And then came the final punch. One of the most followed BookTok creators, the one who clutched the book while weeping on the floor, admitted, in a now deleted story, that she never finished the book. She got her copy weeks in advance. She was paid to promote it. And she just followed the guide. Suddenly, every emotion I'd once believed in felt like a product. Packaged. Rehearsed. Filmed for reach. I hadn't just fallen for the hype. ID fallen for a campaign. Episode 5, Algorithm over Art. After uncovering the manufactured meltdowns, I started looking at the book with fresh eyes, not as a story, but as a product. And what I saw chilled me. The familiar tropes not accidental. The heartbreaks not spontaneous. The healing arcs not original. It was all designed by algorithms, not artists. I began comparing this book to others in the BookTok Hall of Fame. They shared the same blueprint: trauma, toxicity, redemption, every element perfectly spaced to keep readers hooked. The plot lines weren't just stories, they were patterns. The kind data scientists love to slice and dice. I found blog posts and industry whispers about algorithmic fiction books written to game social media algorithms, crafted with lines and scenes engineered for maximum shareability. Pages with the most emotional punch were the same pages that sparked viral audio clips. The chapters built to deliver the biggest cliffhangers matched peak TikTok attention spans. The book wasn't a creative expression. It was a psychological product. This cold, clinical process explained why every emotional beat felt so familiar, so rehearsed, and why I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being played. The story was secondary. The real story was the algorithm. And it wasn't just feeding me. It was feeding off me. Episode 6, The Ghost in the Pages. With the pieces falling into place, I needed to know more about the person behind the story. Who was the author who had sparked this tidal wave of emotion? At first glance, they seemed like the perfect literary enigma, a young, elusive writer with a past shrouded in mystery and just enough vulnerability to keep readers hooked. But as I dug deeper, the facade cracked. Public records revealed little. No interviews beyond carefully controlled snippets. No candid moments. No genuine social media presence. Instead, there were breadcrumbs, mentions of a digital marketing firm specializing in viral content, a startup with ties to major social media platforms. Following the trail, I uncovered something chilling. The book had been developed as part of a beta test for algorithmic fiction stories written, tested, and optimized by data teams, not artists. Multiple endings were trialed with early readers. Quotes were A/B tested for emotional impact. Cover designs cycled through focus groups. The author was less a creator and more a brand. Behind the scenes was a ghostwriting team, specialists in market psychology and digital trends, churning out narratives designed to dominate the TikTok discovery feed. This wasn't a singular artistic vision. It was a product engineered in a lab. And the author a carefully crafted mask. Episode 7, The Plot to Go Viral. What I uncovered next felt less like a marketing campaign and more like a conspiracy. Leaked documents, insider testimonies, and shadowy chats revealed a carefully orchestrated plan, a blueprint for virality so precise it felt surgical. The strategy was ruthless: plant emotional triggers tailored to TikTok's youth demographic. Pre-select influencers to seed the book with staged reactions. Exploit algorithm mechanics to saturate For You pages. Coordinate book club reads to flood comments and reviews with uniform praise. This wasn't organic hype. It was manufactured obsession. Every viral clip, every heart-wrenching reaction, every trending quote, all meticulously engineered. One document described it plainly: own the algorithm, own the culture. The goal: to monopolize the conversation, to make the book the unavoidable moment on TikTok. And the result: millions of readers caught in a feedback loop of hype and heartbreak. But it wasn't about the story. It was about control. The book's popularity wasn't earned. It was paid for. Episode 8, The Real Story Behind the Author. By now, the author was less of a person and more of a myth, a perfect storm of vulnerability, charisma, and curated heartbreak. But the truth was far messy. Digging beneath the surface, I found that the author was not the sole creator of the story. Instead, they were a carefully selected face for a team of ghostwriters experts in crafting emotional narratives designed to sell. The author's public backstory, a narrative scripted down to the last detail, a traumatic past, shared in brief, poignant interviews. Carefully timed social media posts showing real moments of struggle and recovery. An approachable persona built to invite empathy and trust, but it was all part of the marketing playbook. The real skill of the author wasn't in writing the book. It was in selling emotion in 30-second TikTok soundbites, in perfectly timed Instagram stories, in moments designed to make millions feel connected. And even their personal trauma story leaked messages revealed it was scripted, a character arc crafted by PR teams to deepen the connection, to make the audience believe. This wasn't deception born of malice. It was a performance, one that blurred the line between reality and marketing so well, no one could tell the difference. Behind the glowing TikTok tears was a truth harder to swallow: the author was both creator and creation. Episode 9, The Viral Lie We Wanted to Believe. By this point, the truth was clear: the book was a manufactured phenomenon, the author a crafted persona, the tears often staged. But something about it still lingered inside me. Why did so many millions choose to believe in the noise of our endlessly scrolling feeds? We crave something real. A spark of meaning. A connection to pain and hope that feels authentic. This book gave us that, or at least, it gave us the idea of it. We wanted the stories of heartbreak and healing because they mirrored our own or the selves we wished to become. We didn't just want to read the book. We wanted to feel the book. To live it. To belong. And so we embraced the illusion, the realness packaged for TikTok's stage. The viral lie wasn't just a marketing scheme. It was a shared dream. A momentary escape from the messy, complicated truth. Maybe the words weren't as raw as we hoped. Maybe the tears weren't all authentic. Maybe the story was engineered. But in a world starved for meaning, that didn't stop us from wanting it. And maybe, that's the most powerful story of all. Episode 10, Worth It or Nah, the final verdict. After peeling back every layer, the hype, the scripts, the ghostwriters, the algorithmic design, I stood at a crossroads. Was the book worth it? Was the heartbreak real? Was the healing genuine? The answer wasn't simple. Because even if the tears were staged, maybe some of them felt real. Even if the story was manufactured, maybe it sparked something true inside readers. Even if the author's pain was scripted, maybe their performance helped millions process their own. But does that justify the manipulation? Does the end justify the means when emotions are packaged and sold? And then came the final, staggering twist. In my investigation, I uncovered another BookTok darling, fresh, glossy, and already on track to dominate the platform. The exact same formula. The same marketing machine. The same hidden puppeteers. The cycle isn't broken. It's just beginning. So here's the truth: the book may be worth it to some. But the hype, that was a lie. TikTok didn't just sell us a book. It sold us a feeling, engineered, packaged, and ready to consume. And the real question is, are we ready to see behind the curtain, or do we want to keep believing in the magic?